Live from Moscow. Now, the British Prime Minister considers banning rioters from social networks used to organise elements of the unrest. David Cameron was speaking to Parliament in the wake of clashes that engulfed the country. Well, what started as a peaceful protest against police shooting a man in North London quickly grew into scenes of bedlam. Ivor Bennett joins us now with the latest developments from London. Ivor, good to see you again. Now, could this reaction from the PM eventually lead to tougher regulation of even the closure of social network sites such as Facebook and Twitter in Britain?
I don't think the closure of social networking sites is on the cards just yet, but certainly tougher regulations for certain groups of people. This was mentioned in Parliament by the Prime Minister earlier today. The Cobra Emergency Response Committee has been looking at these tough regulations. They've seen that social media has played a really important part in mobilising these riots, and they're looking at ways to control it for and potentially banning criminal groups from using it. They've also discussed, and actually this has come from the man who only just a few months ago praised the use of social media in mobilising the masses and members of the public in the riots we saw in the Middle East. Now, also the group did discuss the potential use of the army if the violence gets out of hand. They haven't ruled that out, so that is still a potential last resort. In the meantime, though, before that happens, he wants police to be tougher. Water cannons are on standby at 24 hours' notice, and batons around. The police can use batons as well. Now, this tougher policing has already been seen in some parts. A video has surfaced on YouTube showing police in Manchester a couple of nights ago using this more robust tactic, pulling off alleged looters from their bicycles, wrestling them to the ground. This has caused uproar on certain social media, with a lot of criticism coming in for these tactics, and the independent police watchdog has already said it will be launching an investigation into these tactics.
And Ivor, it was a relatively calm night in the UK overnight, wasn't it? But what's the mood like on the street at the moment?
Well, in terms of rioting, there hasn't been any last night. It was very quiet. Whilst the streets were quiet, largely thanks to a lot of rain, the courts have been very busy working through the night to process all the arrests, over 1,200 across the country as a result of these riots and looting and violence. A lot of people already being charged, some as young as 11 who are involved in the looting. But aside from that, amongst the residents, who, although they do condemn the violence, they do in some cases sympathise with the looters. They're still angry that they think the government isn't attacking the real problem here, which is unemployment and disillusioned youth.